Sawadee Gop. 4-hour work week. Third video. Once again, I don't know, day 3, part 3, whatever. It's not like that. This is just the FAQ, frequently asked questions. Yes, the bed is made very nicely today. I think it's looking very sharp. Actually did laundry yesterday, so took the sheets off. No more blue sheets. No, it's the other sheets. I have 2 sets. Rotate. Did the stretching again. Push-ups against the wall. The knee, I don't know. I'm probably going to wind up going to a doctor. Just check, make sure. It seems to be scabbing over okay, but you know, what the hell? I'll pay 200 baht or whatever the hell it is to check it out, make sure it's cool. So FAQ, frequently asked questions. Doubters, read this. And we're not doubters. Well, some of you might be, but I'm going to read it regardless. Is lifestyle designed for you? Chances are good that it is. Here are some of the most common doubts and fears that people have before taking the leap and joining the new rich. Once again, can't stand that. I wish he would have picked a better term. I'm sure if you asked Tim today through his blog or whatever, is he still like using the new rich or think of it that way, he'd probably say no. It's just a stupid term, but whatever. He's not perfect, just like you and me. So you're saying there's a chance, right? So there's hope for us. Do I have to quit or hate my job? Do I have to be a risk taker? No, on all 3 counts. From using Jedi mind tricks to disappear from the office to designing businesses that finance your lifestyle, there are paths for every comfort level. How does a Fortune 500 employee explore the hidden jewels of China for a month and use technology to cover his tracks? How do you create a hands-off business that generates $80K per month with no management? It's all here. I told you it was a nuts and bolts book. Y'all didn't believe me. Just you wait. Do I have to be a single 20-something? Oh no. Well, I'm single, but I'm not 20-something. Not at all. This book is for anyone who is sick of the deferred life plan. Wait, deferred. A lot of people don't understand the difference between tax-free and tax-deferred. Most of the programs people are in are tax-deferred. You're going to pay tax. It's just going to be later. You still got to pay the tax, right? Tax-free is where it's at, like a Roth IRA, right? So I like the term. Very clever. He used who's sick of the deferred life plan. In other words, get a job in a corporate, 500 Fortune 500 company, and work your ass off for 30 years and hope there's something for you at the end of it. Fuck that. And I agree with him 100%. I did that for 13 years. It was enough. Work in the cubicle jungle. I was stupid. I didn't know any better. I wish he'd written this book and I'd read it earlier than I did and get out of the corporate jungle faster. Deferred life, live large instead of who are sick of the deferred life plans and want to live life large instead of postpone it. Amen. Case studies range from a Lamborghini driving 21-year-old to a single mother who traveled the world for 5 months with her 2 children. Pretty cool. If you're sick of the standard menu of options and prepared to enter a world of infinite options, this book is for you. Do I have to travel? I just want more time. No, it's just one option. The objective is to create freedom of time and place and use both however you want. There you go, right? I mean, we all have different goals. We're all unique people. I talked about that a lot during Positive Action Plan, but I think we can all agree we want more freedom to have more time and go wherever we want, do whatever we want to do, as long as we're not hurting anybody. Remember, it's that caveat you throw in there. And you can use both the time and freedom however you want. However you want. Because that's where it becomes individual. Your answer to what you're going to do with the freedom is different than mine, but so what? We both want freedom, right? Do I need to be born rich? Obviously not. No, my parents have never made more than $50,000 per year combined, and I've worked since age 14. I'm no Rockefeller, and you needn't be either. That's absolutely true. Do I have more money than some people? Me personally, yes. Do I have a lot less money than a lot of people? Yes, absolutely. So the money is important as a tool, but it's not about who has the most. It's, do you have enough to do what you want to do? The money's just a tool. Think of it as a tool. Do I need to be an Ivy League graduate? He went to Princeton. I went to a community college. So, nope. Most of the role models in this book didn't go to the Harvards of the world, and some are dropouts. Top academic institutions are wonderful, but there are unrecognized benefits to not coming out of one. Grads from top schools are funneled into high-income, 80-hour-per-week jobs, and 15 to 30 years of soul-crushing work has been accepted as the default path. How do I know? I've been there and seen the destruction. This book reverses it. So he's kind of laying out the, expectations, and is this for you? I'll read a little bit more. We're at the 5-minute mark. Eventually I'll get better. I'll get better at being briefer and not talking as much, and editing. I'll get better at editing and squeezing the comments down to more meat, less fluff. I'm working on it. It's something that by watching his videos I've become a little more aware of. So we're at 5 now. I'll do another 5 on content. I want to put out some content other than what's coming. I'll look ahead. My story and why you need this book. First, he starts with a quote, one of his favorite quotes, and actually one of mine, one of my favorite people, the author Mark Twain, who wrote Tom Sawyer. Whenever you find yourself, and not Rush, not the song Rush, Tom Sawyer, but the book Tom Sawyer. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, was that it? It might have actually been Huckleberry Finn, but Tom Sawyer is the character in there. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. So if most people are thinking like you, like let's sit home and eat potato chips and drink beer and watch Dancing with the Stars, maybe that's not the best course of action for you. And it's not the best course of action for them, but maybe they don't want to do anything, or they're not willing to do anything about it, right? Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. Oscar Wilde, mad Irishman, Irish dramatist and novelist. Okay, I call him the mad, crazy Irishman. Also a crazy Irishman, so I dig Oscar also. So Mark Twain and Oscar Wilde, and he starts the chapter off with them. Pretty cool. My hands were sweating again. Staring down at the floor to avoid the blinding ceiling lights, I was supposedly one of the best in the world, but it just didn't register. My partner Alicia shifted from foot to foot as we stood in line with 9 other couples, all chosen from over 1,000 competitors from 29 countries and 4 continents. It was the last day of the Tango World Championship semifinals, and this was our final run in front of the judges, television cameras, and cheering crowds. The other couples had an average of 15 years together. For us, it was the culmination of 5 months of non-stop 6-hour practices. And finally, it was showtime. So remember I talked about him being a life hacker? He's like, I don't want to spend 15 years learning to tango. I want to spend 5 months and just intensify and work harder and smarter than any of the other teams. And he did. Life hacker, right? How are you doing? Alicia, a seasoned professional dancer, asked me in her distinctly Argentine Spanish. Fantastic. Awesome. Let's just enjoy the music. Forget the crowd. They're not even here. That wasn't entirely true. It was hard to even fathom 50,000 spectators and coordinators in La Rural, even if it was the biggest exhibition hall in Buenos Aires. Through the thick haze of cigarette smoke, you could barely make out the huge undulating mass in the stands. Everywhere there was exposed everywhere there was exposed floor, so standing room only, except the sacred 30-foot by 40-foot space in the middle of it all. I adjusted my pinstripe suit and fussed with my blue silk handkerchief until it was obvious I was just fidgeting. Are you nervous? I'm not nervous. I'm excited. I'm just going to have fun and let the rest follow. There you go. Number 152, you're up. Our chaperone had done his job. Now it was our turn. I whispered an inside joke to Alicia as we stepped onto the hardwood platform. Tranquilo. Take it easy. Actually means relax. Whatever. Take it easy, relax. Tranquilo. She laughed, and at just that moment, I thought to myself, what on earth would I be doing right now if I hadn't left my job in the U.S. over a year ago? The thought vanished as quickly as it had appeared when an announcer came on the loudspeaker and the crowd erupted to match him. Sorry about the weak Spanish. It's been a minute. Paraha numero 152. Timothy Ferris E. Alicia Monte Ciudad de Buenos Aires, from the city of Buenos Aires, Tim Ferriss, Alicia Monte, pair number 152. We were on, and I was beaming. That's it. I'm going to break there. Yeah, we're at 10. Perfect. He goes on to talk about answering the question, what do you do for a living? Because if you're doing things right, that's actually a difficult question to answer. So I don't want to go on 15, 20 minutes. Like I said, I'm trying to be more aware of the time for you guys. Not for me. I could sit here and talk for 6 hours, but I want to keep it small and digestible. So that's it for today. He had a nervous breakdown, which he gets into later in the book. Wound up on an extended holiday vacation in Buenos Aires because he needed it, and because he's the type of super intense, driven, ambitious D-type from the DISC personality type we talked a lot about last year. He needs to do something. He can't just sit and be idle. So he took up Tango dancing. I guess he wanted to. He's in shape. He's fit. He was always been an athlete of sorts. Bodybuilder, not bulk bodybuilder, but just focused on getting his body as best as it can. So he was obviously in very good shape and able to handle that demanding schedule of 6-hour days for 5 straight months, 7 days a week. And that kind of shows you, gives you a glimpse into what we're looking at. It's how a very ordinary dude, did several amazing things in his life. And once again, I've been following now for a couple of days, on YouTube and catching up with him since I've been reading this book, and he's still doing amazing things. It kind of inspires me and shows me the possibilities. And I think I've become a little complacent, with, I know how to start a business, I know how to run a business, I know what to do. Yeah, I kind of do, but you can always get better. I'm sitting here telling you on camera, get a little bit better every day. Have I been getting better? Well, a little bit from the Positive Action Plan help, but I haven't been this inspired in many, many years. I kind of built the company up, in the 4 years to be able to retire. I retired, which is great. I've been here a year. But I feel like me rediscovering Tim, and once again, not just this book, but I've been watching his channel on YouTube, and I'm going to sign up for his podcast and start listening to him, the audio in his car. It's inspiring. It's pumping me up. I'm fired up. I'm anxious to learn again, and I'm starting a couple of businesses here, the Airbnb with the condo-tels, as soon as quarantine's over, which once again July 1st supposed to be. We'll see. And the car business, the car and motorcycle business. So I think Tim's advice is going to be very helpful because he gives very good advice on marketing and advertising and building businesses and starting businesses. He's a bright guy, and I'm very inspired and motivated by listening to his stuff. So cool. I'm a big believer in everything comes into your life at the right time. So obviously I need me some Tim right now. So cool. And once again, I hope through this conduit, bringing Tim into your life, that you can use it and it will help you. I talked to my buddy Jeffrey, who has an apparel company in Jacksonville, and he had a big account and it went away. So you're like, oh shit, I lost my, that was easy money, just steady orders. He made the relationship one time and the order's just coming. It's a dream for a small business. No, they canceled. A new person came in, they went with a buddy of theirs or better price or cheaper or whatever. Something happened, he lost the account. Now he's scrambling and hustling. So you're like, oh man, that poor guy. No, he's doing great. He's loving the success. It feels good. He's going out and meeting new accounts and new people. And when he builds it, it's going to be bigger than ever, right? So it's a good thing, you see. There's an opportunity through what seemed like a catastrophe when he lost his biggest account. So, and he's been listening to Tony, who's awesome. Tony Robbins, I've listened to a lot of stuff he said. He has a lot of great tips and techniques and tricks. The information is out there, guys. If you want it, if you're hungry, the information that you need to help you get where you need to go is out there. And it's free. Most of it is free. So Once again, no excuses. By the time we're done with this book, you will have absolutely no excuses left. It's just either you produce or you don't, and that's on you. You gotta learn to take accountability and take stock of yourself and see where your shortcomings are. All right, you all be good. Talk to you later.